That was a heart-touching poem. Thank you, Mohan. To most of us gathered here, Father Vincent Braganja Yessi, the chief guest and commencement speaker for this evening, is an unfamiliar person. But for everyone else in the St. Xavier's College, he is a familiar figure. Father Vincent is a Jesuit father belonging to Gujarat province in India. As a Jesuit priest, he has served in many places and in various capacities, including as the principal of St. Xavier's Ahmedabad, Gujarat. At present, he is the founder director of Xavier Institute of Research in Ahmedabad, Gujarat. The bond between Father Vincent and St. Xavier's Kathmandu goes back to 2016 when Father Vincent enthusiastically endorsed and persistently inspired St. Xavier's College Kathmandu to start a research wing named as Father Locke and Steiner Research Awards LSRA. This student-driven teachers research program is in its second cycle and is destined to bring glory and honor to our college and to our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure and privilege to invite on stage Reverend Father Vincent Braganja Yessi to deliver the commencement speech for Plus 2 2017-19. Let us welcome him with a big round of applause.
Please be seated. Thank you to the Master and Miss of Ceremonies for the introduction. I must begin with a disclaimer. Father Jiju spoke before me. I wish I had spoken after him. You have seen the scholar and you have been made aware that I am a Jesuit priest and he is a Jesuit priest. So we have similar traditions, and therefore perhaps you will bear with the overlap in the message that you will be getting this evening. But as Jesuit priests, one of the important dimensions of what we are about is this idea of repetition. We believe that you can learn better if you repeat more often. And perhaps that is what probably Father has also tried to communicate to you in his conferences with you. So what I'm going to say may be a repetition. I'm not going to talk of 5 parts, so mine will be less. But I hope all the same, equally effective. So, dear Father Jomon, principal of this wonderful institution, all the vice principals, all the staff, members of the Xaverian family, parents, friends, relatives, and the 12th grade class. I usually say ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not going to say that today. Because I believe you are somewhere around 17, and when you cross 18, then maybe I will call you ladies and gentlemen. For the present, I'll just call you boys and girls, lads and lasses. This is a day of mixed feelings, an evening perhaps of a roller coaster ride between joy and jubilation and tension and tears. It is therefore not an occasion to launch into long speeches as politicians do. One such fellow, however, tried to get away with his long speech by drawing the attention of his audience to the high inflation rate and rising cost of tomatoes and eggs. He told his audience that since you cannot afford to buy eggs and tomatoes because of the cost, I am safe, and so I shall speak to my heart's content. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that. The audience used their voice power and booed him out anyway. So, I am not here to give a speech. But I want to talk to you, especially the Twelfthers, as I would like to call you. Chat with you. Have a heart to heart. हो जाए एक दूजे के लिए. As we bid farewell to you from Xavier's Kathmandu and launch you forth into the wide world, my mind goes back to the late 70s when I was finishing school, just like each one of you. I remember a movie that had come to town then, titled in Latin, Quo Vadis. Translated into English, it means, where are you going? This question, where are you heading? What are your plans? Has been, I'm very sure, very much with you and your parents during the class 11 and 12 years in one way or another, and some of you may actually be fed up with it. The process for planning and preparing your future is bound to be a matter of concern to you and is coupled, I'm sure, with the anxiety to score well and score high in the exams. Father has referred to that already. The predicament you and your parents are experiencing was voiced in a very popular Hollywood song of my school decade, sung by a noted singer, Doris Day, and titled Que Sera Sera. I will try to sing just one verse, not the whole song, because I don't want to compete with my previous singer. When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. In the interest of time, I will skip the next few verses, but that refrain goes on through the song. Que sera, sera, whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera, what will be, will be. It will not be surprising if the concerns expressed in this song are yours too. But at Xavier's Kathmandu, we expect you not to be stuck in these physical and material concerns. As students of this institution, you are, and it has been mentioned here even in the poem, Xavierians. And as the banner in the hall behind me proclaims, and he has said it, once a Xavierian, always a Xavierian. I urge you and invite you today to stamp this phrase in your heart forever, and I assure you, the more you live it up, the more the que sera, sera of your life will always be something of excellent quality that gives it a unique shine. And therefore, inevitably, we have to ask the question, what does it mean to be a Xaverian? The answer, and here is where I change track a little bit, but in essence, they are the same. The answer I can give you is in the formula. All of you are used to mucking up formulas, whether you're in humanities or science. Well, the formula is 3 C's. Just remember 3 C's. If you didn't remember the 5 parts, God help you with Father, but with me, just remember the 3 C's. To be a Xaverian means to be a person of the 3 C's. C for character, C for commitment, C for compassion. As students of this college, the seeds of these 3 C's have been sown in each one of you. Resolve today that you will nurture these values all the days of your life. Character as a value should make you courageous in truth, and Father has said it, and bold in standing up for the right. As a Xaverian, know that you are called